Welcome to Rock&Rabbit Holes, an unfiltered journey into the depths of adult conversations and explorations. Before you proceed, we want to make it clear that this program is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This livestream may contain explicit content, strong language, and discussions that some individuals may find offensive or challenging. If you are easily offended, sensitive, or uncomfortable with open and candid conversations, we recommend that you turn back now. We believe in fostering a space for genuine and unrestricted discussions, but we understand that our content may not be suitable for everyone. Please be aware that a wambulance will not be provided, and we will not be held responsible for any emotional discomfort or offense caused by the topics discussed. By choosing to continue watching Rock&Rabbit Holes, you acknowledge and accept the mature nature of the content presented. Thank you for your understanding, and we hope you enjoy the exploration into the depths of adult conversations with an open mind. Now let's jump down the rabbit hole.
Conspiracies thrive, and the truth's in disguise. They dive deep down rabbit holes so dark, unveiling mysteries, leaving their mark in the world of music, where nothing's what it seems. Rock and rabbit holes are chasing down dreams. Rock and rabbit holes are chasing down dreams. Rock and rabbit holes, where the whispers are loud, where the truth is a needle in a haystack of sound. From deep fakes to mysteries untold, they explore it all. Rock and rabbit hole. On rock and rabbit holes, they talk of legends and those who vanished, of songs that hold secrets never to be banished. From Elvis sightings to the moon landing tombs, they spin tales of shadows in the afternoons. They dive deep down rabbit holes so dark, unveiling mysteries, leaving their mark in the world of music, where nothing's what it seems. Rock and rabbit holes are chasing down dreams. Rock and rabbit holes are chasing down dreams. Rock and rabbit holes, where the whispers are loud, where the truth is a needle in a haystack of sound. From deep fakes to mysteries untold, they explore it all. Rock and rabbit hole. With each episode, a new revelation. They question the fabric of our fascination in the echo chambers of our mind. Rock and rabbit holes, the truth they find. So tune in, let your mind roam free to rock and rabbit holes, where the truth may be in the world of music, where stories unfold. Join the journey on rock and rabbit holes. On rock and rabbit holes.
Welcome in, everybody, to another Rock and Rabbit Holes. Tonight, we're going to be jumping down the rabbit hole and talking about Project Bluebeam. If you guys don't know what Project Bluebeam is, you are in for a ride. Pretty amazing stuff. I didn't know this actually was a thing until recently. But before we get started, we got to give a shout out to one of our sponsors.
Struggling parent, trying to keep up with the chaos? Do you feel like you've hit your limit with endless chores, tantrums, and sleepless nights? Introducing Fuck It All, the miracle pill designed to tackle all your parenting woes. Whether it's dealing with stubborn toddlers, rebellious teenagers, or just the everyday madness of parenthood, Fuck It All has you covered. With just one dose of Fuck It All, you'll find all the strength to say, fuck it all, and face any challenge with a smile. So why stress over the little things? Let Fuck It All handle the chaos and reclaim your sanity. An official sponsor of Rock&Rabbit Holes.
Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you all tonight. I'm excited about tonight. I found a lot of cool stuff. But first, let's bring up the rest of the Rabbit Hole crew. We got Jack Hunter. Good to see you, Jack. We also got DJ Nider Blue. Good to see you, Pastor.
Hey.
J-Map should come along sometime tonight as well. I've sent out a few links, so other people are welcome to join. And if you do have some information or something to say about Project Bluebeam, let us know in the chats, and we'll get you a link so you can come up as well. Before we get started, I want to shout out some people in chat. Greg Jonick, good to see you. Duffy Helm. L. Weeds Gador, good to see you. Camellia, good to see you. Camellia.
Greg Jonick.
All right, we're starting off all right tonight. We got 4 people watching on YouTube, because you know how much YouTube loves us. And I got 12 people over hanging out on my channel on Rumble. Also, for you guys in YouTube, I have a Rumble chat pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. So if you're not following me over on Rumble, please follow me on Rumble as well. I got these guys as links down in the description, so make sure you go down and show them some love. And just me, Art Fan. Good to see you, Russell. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, she woke up from a nap.
No worries. No
There's Squirrel.
We are just getting started here. Welcome in, everybody. I figured we should start by letting the people know what even is Project Bluebeam if they have never heard about it before. So I did go and find some sources. I will give you guys links to where I got these from as well. That way you can check them for yourselves. What is Project Bluebeam? Like many other theories about presence of extraterrestrial life, talk of Project Bluebeam began decades ago. Project Bluebeam is reported to be a conspiracy theory introduced by Canadian investigative journalist Serge Monast in the mid-1990s. The theory claims that members of the Pentagon, NASA, and the United Nations were collaborating on a plan to simulate a fake alien invasion and staged Second Coming using hologram projections. In doing so, he asserted, they would eliminate all traditional religions, including Christianity, to make way for a one world religion, or the true religion, as well as to abolish national pride, national identities, and family, as it is known today, paving an easier path to bring about a new world order. According to the theory, there are 4 distinct steps to Project Bluebeam's execution.
So basically, anything that anybody's. Oh, go ahead.
I'll get into this Serge Monast here in a few minutes. The 4 steps of Project Bluebeam. I figure after each step we can stop and talk about each step. Step 1, the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge via earthquakes. The first thing said to happen would be numerous earthquakes in a variety of places that will reveal unusual items. These items will be used by the United Nations to support their coming lie to control people, including to make people believe that they have previously misunderstood religious doctrine. This is meant to weaken humanity's faith in their current religions so they can be more easily preyed upon. Now, I could see that. I could see, because it does feel like they're trying to take away people's identity and trying to make it more like a more one.
Well,
One
look at how many
person,
people
like,
you have
oh.
living on the planet that their lives are really deeply entwined with their religion. Not so much their spirituality, but just their religion, that, they've been taught their entire lives that the rapture is going to happen eventually. So to be on the lookout at, so the government just taking advantage of this, using HARP to create earthquakes to further, bring out these, unusual fake items.
I agree. Now, breaking down religion is definitely one thing, and right now I think it's kind of happening with this whole, with Gaza and Israel thing going on. I think that's starting. It kind of feels like they're starting to like break it down. Number 2, a mammoth-style light show and holograms simulating the secret coming of Christ. The next step in the execution of Project Bluebeam is a worldwide light show, during which NASA will use numerous satellites to project lasers, holograms, lights, and many other technologies to project images of God, Jesus Christ, and the prophets into the sky. One popular opinion is what will be depicted is images of all religious leaders being merged together to create one true God. Now that sounds like some shit we were talking about last week with the whole fucking
Yeah, so the way that I understood it with the Project Bluebeam is they would project whatever religious dominance per area is most prevalent will be that Messiah that they will project into that area, and then manipulate it into whatever would shift all of them into that one world religion.
and that it kind of
Which
feels like that's what it's
seems
heading towards.
kind of counterproductive. Some of the religions around the world, you're not supposed to create images of their so-called prophets. That's, cause for jihad. So I'm wondering how they're going to try and get away with projecting images of either Muhammad or Allah.
Well, the psychological is a funny thing, and it is something, it is very versed in a think tank.
Oh, the billions, trillions of dollars that have been put into, keeping the human race in check is just ridiculous.
Number 3, telepathic thought control by the Antichrist. The next step will be to use ELF, extra low frequency, VLF, very low frequency, and LF, low frequency waves to brainwash people into believing God is speaking to them directly. Messages will pour into their minds about how they have been doing wrong and insisting it is now time to make things right by following the new religion. Now, that was some kind of stuff that we talked about last week as well with HARP,
Yeah, we can tie this directly into HARP.
with the whole
Well, even
mind control.
even beyond the low pass frequencies and the high pass frequencies, beyond audible levels, so that they are very, very like hidden. Think of like waveform encoding. So now, like the MK Ultra shit, you can fine tune what is inside of those frequencies, inside of the low pass frequency, to subliminally project thoughts that aren't yours, feelings, all that stuff that's in that MK Ultra list that's as old as 1940 with some of the patents.
Dwight, good to see you.
And they've been, using religion to program human beings for, the last 2,000-3,000 years. So this is, I wouldn't say this is really deep in the human consciousness, but I guess it would be really deep deeply implanted in the human consciousness after having it, programmed into us for so long. Losing my words here. Not having a good night. Nice.
Well, it's very high tech, billions of dollars, sure, but high tech. But what is this high tech reverse engineered from? I think there's a more sinister agenda here.
Yeah, there's always that.
Number 4, a simulated alien invasion beginning in the year 2024. In the year 2024, Monast wrote, a global event will alter the course of mankind's future. The world will stand witness to a massive alien invasion. Thousands of projected holographic alien warships will blanket the sky, sending people into global panic. This will be achieved by a secret technology people are referring to as electronic universal supernatural manifestation device. Specifically designed by NASA to deceive people, very much like the Heaven's Gate cult that believed a rapture would happen by aliens coming to rescue them. The New World Order will use this technology to brainwash people into thinking the alien invasion is hostile in order to keep them in fear and more easily controlled by their new dictators. A satanic force will then reveal itself worldwide as being inescapable, with the Antichrist coming forward to rule over all.
It's the reptilians, man.
And that's where they lose us. Because, those of us that are looking at it being like, okay, spiritually speaking, okay, God speaking, yeah, okay, yeah, there's a fucking alien invasion, yet shit's not blowing up. Yeah, they want me to believe in that?
Well, the Bible says God is alien. If his knowledge is not of this earth, that makes him an alien in its sense in itself.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is almost indistinguishable from magic. You've heard that quote before, right?
Hey, Keebler, if you got your live set up, drop a link for it. Keebler's doing a show on Tuesday. It's going to be like a Jeopardy style show, and she's definitely looking for contestants to come and play. So drop a link for that, Keebler, if you got one.
Right on.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, man.
Call Ozzy.
I seen him on this last podcast that the Osbournes did. Oh, my God. He just looks fucking horrible. He looks horrible.
That's the thing about time. It eventually catches up with you.
Well, same thing with cutting off an adrenochrome supply, and it starts to show its signs in the people that are in and of that.
Oh, you mean like elected officials?
Doc's got a good point here. As long as we have society based on mythology from the Anunnaki and the Sumerian style, we'll never get a clear time to develop a new society.
Hey guys, I've got to go. I'm sorry.
Never inspired me.
My
No worries, Jack. Go take care of the
I
kids,
have-
man.
bye guys. Sorry.
Have a good one, Jack. Yep. It's the reptilians, man. It's older than Egypt, man. They're aliens, man.
Yeah, and we're only really, when it comes to history, for the most part, when it comes to history, we're only hearing the winner's side of history, We don't know, there's always two sides to a story. And there's always, even some people say there's three sides to a story. There's my side,
I'd like
your
to see
side,
your
and then
ancient
the
linguistic
wall
documents. Yeah.
Well, it's like you have the storyteller, you have the story listener, and then you have the observer that's ha 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 ha. So there's three sides, yeah.
And the observer always affects the outcome. Always. Oh, come on.
Welcome to
Come
MK.
on, JMAP. That's quantum stuff there.
Yeah. I was sorry, I had a mouthful of food. I'm eating dinner.
Okay, I got you.
Real quick, I wanted to shout out. I see 5 people over on YouTube. Over on my Rumble channel, we got 20 watching over there. If you guys want to go join the conversation over on Rumble, I have a link pinned right to the top of the chat there. So
You bump your
Right.
level up a little bit, Clay. I mean, you're way quieter than JMath.
yeah, let me turn this up a little. Oh, why does that?
I can't hear myself.
I
so.
forgot to turn off the automatically adjust mic volume. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better, bro.
Like the fake walk on moon, they never realized those of us in video would see the vid years later and be able to show they were fake. We all laugh at it in pro video post production. Hi, Chiro.
Oh yeah,
Good to see you.
you would be flabbergasted at the budget that NASA has for green screens and movie production technology.
All right. Let's check out. Who is Serge Monast, the creator of the Project Blue Beam conspiracy theory? Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. You guys can read along with me. In 1994, Serge Monast claimed that NASA and the United States were trying to abolish traditional religions and national identities so they could create a totalitarian one-world government. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not gonna lie, it looks a little out there. Serge Monast, the Canadian journalist who put forth the Project Blue Beam conspiracy theory. Serge Monast is the name that has sparked controversy, intrigue, and countless theories within conspiracy circles and beyond. This Canadian
NASA, right?
What?
I was just gonna say, so NASA, right? Damn, they got that snake tongue too. Isn't that reptilian also?
Let me give you guys a link to this site here. This Canadian journalist, poet, and essayist became most notorious for his development of the Project Blue Beam conspiracy theory in the 1990s. This theory proposed that NASA and the United Nations were trying to eliminate all traditional religions and national identities so they could usher in a new world order with a one-world religion and a one-world government. Through his life, Serge Monast plunged into the depths of alleged government surveillance, mind control techniques, and the potential for global manipulation by elite groups, leaving behind a legacy that continues to be debated and analyzed by believers and skeptics alike. Also, you can get 90% off on Temu. Just to let you guys know, this is not sponsored by Temu. Who is
that a
Serge
product?
Monast?
Is that a product read?
Serge Monast's early life is somewhat obscure, with little known about his personal history, education, or upbringing. He was born on August 12, 1945 in Canada, but beyond that, details about his early years are murky. What is clear, however, is that by the 1970s, he had embarked on a career as a journalist and later as a conspiracy theorist, diving into realms of politics, science, and technology with a skeptical and questioning eye. His poetic endeavors, though less known, also reflected deep engagement with social and existential questions, showcasing his broader concerns for human life and his many unsolved mysteries.
So my birthday came first. I got him beat by 2 days. So
The crux of Serge Monast's legacy, however, lies in his development of the Project Blue Beam conspiracy theory, which he outlined in detail in the 1990s. According to Serge Monast, Project Blue Beam is a four-step plan devised by NASA and the United Nations to establish a totalitarian one-world government and a New Age religion with the Antichrist at its helm.
yeah, wasn't the NASA, that was the extension of the Third Reich from Operation Paperclip, where they were versed in underground tunnels and tunnel warfare and tunnel bunkers and command centers, and then they made up NASA with the snake tongue?
Hey, Dale, good to see you, man.
Yeah, the United States is the Fourth Reich.
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying it. They would dance it and parade it in our faces, like hee hee ha ha. Here it is, not really, but is it really?
It shares much in common with other New World Order conspiracy theories, which usually claim that an elite organization or organizations are trying to create a single world government and indoctrinate everyone on Earth, facilitating global enslavement. Monash was clearly inspired by other existing conspiracy theories about the United Nations and the Illuminati. And we already know about the Illuminati. We know who runs the Illuminati. At least I know who runs the Illuminati.
Taylor.
Taylor
The
Swift,
lizard
goddamn
people.
right.
Yeah, the lizard people controlled Taylor Swift. She's part of the reptilian drill drone.
No, lizard. Taylor Swift controls the lizard people. She is their queen.
Sure. Reptilian Vril Drone Black Eye Club. That's an extension of the Reptilian Vril Drone. When you sell your soul, they just clone you, drop a Reptilian Vril Drone in, and off they go with their agenda, hot and running.
But an
Is
odd
that what
twist,
the black eye is? Yeah.
some believe Serge Monash was also inspired by a never-produced Star Trek movie, Star Trek The God Thing, while creating his Project Bluebeam theory. The film would have introduced a figure that claimed to be God but was actually a sentient computer.
Colossus, the Forbin Project.
The sentient computer. This is also what I know in all of the articles I've read multiple times in 23 years, leading back to the reptilians. The reptilians are interdimensional. They are highly advanced tech. They're one of the very, very few interdimensional galactic species that are the very big problem on this Earth. That's where the adrenochrome problem comes from. They hide in the shadows. Yeah, that's why we have, what was it, $1 billion budget for training military in underground subterranean wars under Trump's presidency. That was pretty cool to take into consideration.
Monash first introduced the public to a four-step plan that he believed NASA and the United Nations were implementing to create a new world order in his controversial 1994 text, NASA's Project Bluebeam. The first step involved the creation of a man-made earthquake at precise locations around the world, which would then uncover supposed evidence discrediting traditional religions, especially Christianity and Islam. This was, according to Serge Monash, to be followed by a gigantic space show where three-dimensional optical holograms and sounds would emerge, projecting images of religious figures like Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha across the sky before the figures slowly merged into one entity, the Antichrist.
But the Antichrist has been written about already. We'll get into that at the end of the article.
The third step involved telepathic electronic two-way communication where artificial gods would speak to each individual in their own language, convincing them of the new truth that they should believe. The final phase was to make humanity believe an alien invasion was about to occur, convince Christians that the rapture was about to begin, and use a mixture of electronic and supernatural forces to activate microchips in all consumer electronics and appliances around the world. According to Serge Monash, these steps would rely on advanced technology to manipulate populations, paving the way for the dissolution of traditional societies and national identities and the formation of a one-world government and religion that everyone on Earth would be forced to follow.
That was the 90s, and he's talking about microchips in basically every single thing that there is. The only thing that he missed was microchips implanted in human beings with graphene oxide. Oh, dude, I mean, people don't want to talk about the end of days, even though, man, we're living through it. I mean, if you take all of the prophecy from the Torah, you take all of the prophecy from the Bible, you take all of the prophecy from the Quran, you take all the prophecy from all the religions around the world, they all revolve around one single solitary theme. And all of those themes seem to intertwine when you start studying and putting them all together. They're all the same, but we kind of know that about the religions anyway. But they're just tying everything together now in a nice little bow that we have the technology to do this shit now. So, I mean, it's all coming together. But talking the Antichrist has been talked about in the Bible. The Antichrist has been talked about in the Quran as well. If you put those two together, the one world religion they're aiming at is Islam, because Islam, in their book, they're told Islam is the last religion. There will be no more religions after Islam, and that at the same time, if you follow their magic book, they want to take over the world. They want a global caliphate. So there we go. There's the religion that they're talking about. And then we take a look at reality. What's the fastest growing religion in the world? Islam. Who are we being invaded with in the United States? Islam. Who has the UK been already invaded with and taken over? Islam. So we know what religion they're going to use.
Ooh, anybody know why they're saving Israel for last in the decodes and the drops that Trump talks about so much? Anybody know why the congressional house looks like the shape of a menorah, and they're the ones that dictate the tyranny to the world? You could take all the time you need.
Serge Monast's death and legacy. Serge Monast's story ended in 1996, just 2 years after his Project Bluebeam theory was made public, when he died at the age of 51.
From COVID.
Official report attributed his death to a heart attack, but his followers and other conspiracy theorists claim that he was assassinated due to his outspoken views and the threat they purportedly posed to the global elite. This assertion,
well, we know
go ahead.
I was going to say, we know the CIA has a heart attack gun. That's disclosed public record. So, I mean, they could pew from, you never know, and then your heart's done. Bink, goodbye.
This assertion, though widely disputed, has naturally added a layer of martyrdom to Monast's story with certain conspiracy circles. The impact of Serge Monast's work remains debatable. On one hand, his theories represent a profound skepticism of authority and a deep-seated concern for potential misuse of technology in manipulating populations.
I know where all the technology spawns from.
But they also reflect a broader trend of conspiracy thinking that can obscure rational discourse and undermine efforts to address real societal issues. Today, Monast's theories have seen a newfound reemergence on social media, particularly in the wake of the U.S. government becoming more forthcoming about UFO sightings. After all, Monast once claimed that flying saucers were actually NASA's test runs for the space show. Of course, there's never been any real proof that Monast's theory was true. Still, whether you view
sort
Monast... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say sort of. We have proof that the United States has, in fact, built UFOs. John Cyril was side by side with the NASA scientists in the 60s building a damn anti-gravity free energy flying device of which he could sit in the 60s. And it was in articles, in newspapers. Everybody thought hee hee ha ha then until he actually flew the motherfucker. And then when he flew it, the FAA was like, no, you need to be able to radio control this thing remotely. So they had to add all of this unnecessary shit to it and still fly it. And then they were like, oh, it works. Let's adopt it into secrecy. And then there went the government manipulating all of that into what is now the TR-3B Black Manta flying triangle Aurora, anti-gravity 0 point, all that shit.
Of course, there has never been any real proof that Monast's theory was true. Still, whether you view Monast as a visionary whistleblower or a purveyor of baseless theories, his life and work encapsulates the complex relationship between truth, belief, and the power in the modern world. In the end, the legacy of Serge Monast is emblematic of the enduring fascination with and fear of the unknown mechanisms of power that govern our world. Through his writings and his theories he propagated, Serge Monast has left an inevitable mark on the fabric of conspiracy theory culture, ensuring that his name will be remembered and debated about for years to come.
So I say we could actually almost chalk his name right up on the same list as like Gary McKinnon, and why the government won't prosecute him because of what he hacked United States servers over an 18-month period of time to disclose free information, off-world officers, hidden patents for United States Navy, anti-gravity, off-world tech, all kind of really, really cool spacey Space Force shit.
Hey, Dogpaw, who needs to come up? It's probably mine.
Yeah, JMAP's coming in a little hot, but
Let me come down just a hair.
It is me. Well, no, I noticed that fucking StreamYard did that fucking thing again. Every now and again, I have to fucking... I always had my levels for months at like 180. They fucking StreamYard did something, so I had to go all the way back to 100. And now I'm slowly working my way back up to 180 again.
huh.
Interesting.
Well, I can't even use my Pro mic through StreamYard because because I'm going through an audio box, I've got to push the levels all the way up. I've got to give it like an extra 100 decibels. So I've got the Blue Snowball here. So that's a USB mic, and it's only got 3 settings on it. It's normal, 10 down TB, and then Omni. So I got no way to adjust my stuff.
I just cranked mine way up, so that should be a lot better.
Yeah, you sound good. I mean, you guys both sound good.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Like a much. Oh.
Real quick here.
I was just thinking I wanted to touch base on the whole electronics, the computer chips and all that shit, maybe firing off to kind of aid in that whole thing. Welcome to everything's made in fucking CCP China now.
Well, considering there's Russian nukes 50 miles off the American border, that's a little bit scary.
Well, I heard it's less than that now.
Well, I don't know how far. I think Cuba's only like 50 miles away, isn't it?
Yes,
Something like that.
they were saying 100 miles off of the Florida's coast is international waters, and that sub is sitting inside of an international waters, refusing to leave. Like, I don't give a fuck. I know why they're here, for the same reason they blew up all the labs in Ukraine to cover up shit. Joe Biden actually owned sex slave ring shit going on and underground trafficking shit that when Russia went in and bombed that shit, they were actually rescuing children out of these facilities that were owned by Joe Biden. That's fun shit.
Children
Doc?
from Hawaii or children from Africa?
Doc, over on Rumble, I see it. On Rumble, I see you as the Dogpaw, but on in StreamYard sees you as expletive depleted. Which is weird, too. When I first saw that, I was like, what's going on here? That was a little weird. Real quick, got a trailer I want to play for you guys. And Keebler, make sure you drop your link down in the chat so everybody can sub up to your channel so they don't miss out on this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to PlayQuest, the trivia game show that's all about having fun and learning something new. We've got an exciting episode coming up in just 2 weeks, so let's dive right in. We're paying tribute to a remarkable individual and celebrating their day of birth. But that's not all. We're also taking the opportunity to educate you on their incredible achievements. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn something new about this incredible person. Now, I won't spoil the entire episode for you, but let me just say that it will be truly phenomenal. We all look forward to seeing how it turns out and what kind of score our contestants manage to get on this challenging trivia show. As always, we hope you enjoy this upcoming episode and that it inspires you to keep learning and growing every day. Remember, knowledge is power, and there's always something new to discover. So, if you're watching this video after the episode airs, make sure to leave a comment with your thoughts. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube for more fun and educational content. And of course, like, share, and subscribe for updates on our next episode. Until next time, stay awesome.
Well done, Keebler. Nice job. She just dropped her link over in the YouTube chat. Make sure you guys go show Keebler some love. And go show up Tuesday and have some fun. I'm going to pick up that link and go drop it over here in Rumble. So you guys over on Rumble. Yeah, that was Doc Danger buffering. So you guys over on Rumble can go check out Keebler on YouTube. She's awesome. All right, I do have a few more articles here, but I thought it's pretty funny about anytime one of these conspiracy-like theory guys dies, there's always like a story about murder and espionage. You know what I mean?
Every single time. Don't go paddleboarding with the Obamas.
And the one thing I did notice about Serge Monast, he didn't have any like credentials, like no, he didn't know, a lot of these guys are usually doctors or professors. They have PhDs. They're like, oh, I went to Harvard and fucking Yale and MIT, and they went to all these schools, or they worked for NASA, or they worked for the military. This guy didn't have any.
Well, I was just going to say, that's kind of funny, though. Like, JMath knows a lot of shit, and I didn't go to college. I didn't work for NASA.
Knowledge and wisdom are two completely different things.
Damn straight. One's regurgitated and one's self-discovered.
Yeah, wisdom is earned through pain. Pain earns you wisdom.
That would be pain and transmutation, my friend.
Pain or wisdom is pain is wisdom. Because the wiser you
That's
are,
wise.
The more you can see, the more that you can see, the less that you believe that you're actually living in this particular reality at this time, because the world is fucking upside down.
Oh, yeah.
It is definitely quite the clown world right now, for sure. This comes from Logically Facts. This is just some of the instances that I found coming up while I was doing... while I was doing research for Project Bluebeam, these are some of the articles that I came across. Fault. The planes that hit the Twin Towers in the 9/11 attacks were holograms created using Project Bluebeam technology.
I got some stuff to say with that. Anybody remember the news chopper pilot that was flying that had the main image video of that? He was also actually employed by government subcontract to... he was involved in the manipulation of superimposing shit over live video. Bluebeam involved, and then we had like the thermite used to melt steel columns. The plane disintegrated. I mean, how does jet parts disintegrate? They don't, because they weren't there.
A Facebook post has rehashed an old conspiracy theory that suggests that 9/11 terrorist attack by Al-Qaeda against the World Trade Center in 2001 was a hoax. The post presents footage of the attack in which an explosion can be seen erupting from one side of the South Tower. The overlaid text claims that because no plane can be seen hitting the tower and because first-hand witnesses to the attack state that they saw the plane impact the towers, this must mean that the planes were a hologram. The post connects this to something called Project Bluebeam. In fact, let me zoom this in here a little bit. In fact, the post is making a rather obvious mistake. It is well documented that the first plane hit the North Tower from the north-facing side, while the second plane hit the South Tower from the south-facing side. The footage shown in the post was shot from the north of the towers. This is why the smoke and the damage from the impact to the north tower can be seen in the footage, but the plane hitting the south side of the tower cannot. And all that is instead seen, and all of that is instead seen is the explosion of the impact. It is unsurprising that the text overlaid states that the original poster had trouble finding this particular footage, as most footage online clearly depicts the planes hitting the towers.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much shit that they've done, man. They manipulate video all the time and sell it to the public, and we bought it hook, line, and sinker like it was the real deal. Kind of like the Discovery. Anybody remember Discovery? Teacher died on a spaceship or a space shuttle that exploded, and a bunch of other people, but all of a sudden they still have doppelgangers with the same background and like all kind of weird shit.
In the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, a plurality of conspiracy theories emerged that claim that the attacks were not, in fact, carried out by members of Al-Qaeda. A seemingly majority of these theories claim that the U.S. government itself was to blame for the attack, while variations on this claim are well known, to the extent that some of the arguments made by conspiracy theorists have become well-known memes, such as jet fuel can melt steel beams.
Oh, dude, I was going to say Facebook LifeLog is run by Mossad, which was the same perpetrators of 9/11. That was a Mossad operation coerced with the United States government.
The Facebook post in question presents a lesser-known version by linking it to decades-old conspiracy theory named Project Bluebeam.
$70 holograms.
Now,
well, I just got to mention the movie Zeitgeist Addendum. If that is something that you have not viewed yet, you should.
Yeah, I have. That's one way. I mean, let's just put it like this: are we living like George Orwell dystopian bullshit right now?
Well, I mean, seriously, you have the Society of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. So you have an entire society composed of people that are architects and engineers. These are not just people that, you swept up off the street that, have got some bullshit, liberal arts education. No, these are people that do this for a living and have for a very long time. So they know the math, they know the geometry, they know the physics of it. And when when you have this whole group of, engineers saying, the physics of it makes absolutely no freaking sense whatsoever. Here, we'll demonstrate it. And people are still like, it was a jet fuel melting the beams, and then the buildings just kind of, exploded and fell inside their own footprint, which is, because never anywhere else in the entire world.
Well, and unless I grew up in Las Vegas and we actually had recordings of when they would implode, like the dunes, the sands, all the fucking casinos that they implode, like demolitioned. Mm-hmm. Very, 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 I mean, almost identically similar to what the fuck that happened, except you add 70 holograms and smoke and mirrors, and then you got a bunch of Anthony Fauci's running the fucking media wheel telling people that this is the way it is.
Well, see, and this makes sense to me. What better way to cover up a crime than just start making a bunch of conspiracy theories?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Building 7 imploded, fell inside its own, footprint. Did it get hit with an airplane? No.
Or the Pentagon, same day, same bullshit scenario. But then the actual finally released footage that's been fucking very hard to get shows a Scud missile hitting the motherfucker, and it wasn't no plane. It's a Scud missile. Just like the Beirut explosion, they had an infrared video that was released of it that showed actually they thought it was just some kind of weird fucking mishap explosion in Beirut when a big-ass bomb went off. That was actually a dropped missile or some sort of tactical explosion. Incoming, boom, explosion, all seen on infrared, clear as day, unmanipulated original footage.
Oh, wait, the Pentagon, the most highly surveilled building in the entire world. And there's been, 10 seconds of video footage released? 4,000 video cameras, and we haven't seen any of that other footage?
Weren't they under audit? they were under audit during that time which they hit the fucking Pentagon right where the damn audit was supposed to go and take place, and then fucking, oh, lo and behold, we're distracted by terrorists. We don't have to ask where 36 trillion bajillion fucking goddamn million bajillion jillion dollars fucking went.
Yeah. 3 trillion. That's what it was. That had been announced the day before.
So
Yeah.
Here's another instance here. This one comes from the Daily Star, and you know how factual the Daily Star can be. Ring-shaped UFOs caught in bizarre snaps and linked to Project Bluebeam conspiracy. Bizarre images appeared to show ring-shaped lights in the sky in Arizona. As some people reckon they could be UFOs, although not everyone seems to be convinced.
Is that this year?
This is this year. This was updated
could be.
25th of March 2024.
So you have the opposition. If you have extraterrestrials fucking with society here, you know, they've been here for a long time. You'd also have the opposition. What if that was instead of Bluebeam? What if that was like Galactic Federation extension of the 6th branch of the military Space Force kind of shit, like Gary McKinnon stuff?
Or maybe it was space Nazis.
Well, so like off-world patents for U.S. Navy, Dark Fleet, Solar Warden, 33 scout ships, 1 mothership, long silver cigar-looking free energy flying craft, owned by the fucking government, built by the fucking government, blamed on aliens.
Hey, this one I don't even have to read. Cool.
Ring-shaped UFOs linked to wacky Project Blue Beam conspiracy theory. UFO enthusiasts are going wild over images of bizarre ring-shaped lights in the sky, and some have linked them to the wacky Project Blue Beam conspiracy theory. The images were shared to the UFO sightings footage group on Facebook yesterday, Sunday, March 24th. The caption: "Need I say anything more? This was in Arizona north of Phoenix, but south of Flagstaff." One of the snaps shows half of a ring of light in the sky. The other 2 appear to show 3 rings.
That out by Sedona?
The post has been liked more than 4,000 times. Truth behind Monsterland Woods, where scared locals keep spotting Bigfoot and UFOs. Disneyland UFO spotted as mysterious ring that looks like portal caught on film. Reacting in the comment section, one person wrote, "We sure these aren't angels preparing for the rapture?" Another person said, "That looks like Revelations type stuff." A third comment read, "They are coming. This is a warning." A fourth person simply wrote Blue Beam in reference to the wild Project Blue Beam conspiracy theory concerning an alleged plot to facilitate a totalitarian world government following a fake alien invasion. Others, however, weren't convinced by the images. One person said, "Looks like a Photoshop job to me," while another said, "Sorry, but it clearly looks like a reflection from the picture taken out a window reflecting indoor lighting." Other theories included a very rare weather phenomenon, with some people claiming to have seen similar lights at different locations across the U.S. The images appear elsewhere on the internet.
Gone into the
They first
conspiracy
emerged
theory
in February
of
this year.
Galactic
This comes
Federation
after
ships?
images of a UFO that people compared to a flying bottle opener were shared on the same Facebook group.
Well,
Yeah, so Galactic Federation ships, as far as my cosmic knowledge in the digging, right? Galactic Federation cloud ships, light ships, sort of have that same kind of signature. They use like bending ions, free-flowing electromagnetism that shows up as like ions show up in light pulse energy. Yeah, so that would be like Gary McKinnon shit. Galactic shit. Space Force shit. But yeah, they would, I mean, sure, they could use Blue Beam to manipulate and hide certain things, but you think that they would want to sway shit in more of a fucking sinister idea or agenda, but then maybe we have the exact opposition of that maybe be trying to help humanity not be steered by the fuckers that's been steering it all fucked. It's like Star Wars, man. Cosmic War.
Scientists from all over the world are trying to figure out what caused a mysterious blue light to spiral in the sky over Norway on Wednesday. CBS News correspondent Sheila McVicker has the latest on the mystery. Sheila, good morning.
Good morning, Harry. Mysterious light indeed. A light appearing high in the Arctic sky, baffling those who saw it and exciting a lot of comment. Early yesterday morning, just before dawn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I saw this.
That's an old video, yeah. That's
I
an
know,
old one.
but that dude, this
Appeared in the Norwegian sky. That's
Hold on, let me
What's
back
in-
that up a little bit here.
What's in Norway? Or isn't that around CERN? Isn't that where CERN is? Because I remember seeing this
CERN's
particular.
in France.
Well, there's a few CERNs. There's actually 3 of them. But I remember seeing this video.
in the Norwegian sky. That's Norwegian for what the heck is that?
Pause.
You can
You
almost
see the ray?
projector.
That has a crepuscular ray of light. Crepuscular
about
to
this
one
here?
single narrow. Yep, it's one to singular narrow focal point. That's a hoax. That's just bullshit. That's disinformation.
It does
That's a
seem to come
crepuscular
all the
ray.
way, like it does seem to come all the way down.
And
But
it
there
narrows
are
to a
other
focal
ones.
point.
That's just the top of that particular rabbit hole.
A
for
blue
that
light,
stuff.
small at first,
Right.
growing into a spiral, and then disappearing into what appeared to be a black hole. In the northern community of Trondelag and on a Norwegian military base, cell phones snapped, video cameras rolled, and bloggers got busy.
A spiral of light moving and then suddenly stopping.
There's still a lot of speculation to what it could be.
The Arctic sky is no stranger to atmospheric phenomena. The northern light.
Yeah, but that
So check this out. So I know why they spray all the particles in the air with the chemtrails too. Not only to be part of PARP, but it also aids in the digitization of the atmosphere through the ion dust particles that they spray in the chemtrails. So that actually through HARP and through Project Bluebeam allows them to activate the atmosphere like a fucking 5K TV, dude.
And then you
Lights?
add in the aluminum nanoparticles, which eat away at your brain.
Bingo. Well, not only just that, because then you can change the density of projected 7D
Spend a seasonal
holograms. So
flight of sand.
if I project the apparition of a person, well, then I also have to just take my little satellite of where I'm projecting that from. I just have to make it change with frequency, a little bit of the density of that with frequency. And now you can touch that motherfucker and it looks real because they suck.
Just 2. But the explanation here apparently lies across the border with the Russian military and another failed missile launch. A respected Russian daily first reported this morning that the 3rd stage of a sophisticated Bulava intercontinental missile failed. And space experts point to the spiraling of this missile as it failed to launch properly as an explanation for the shape seen over Norway, the halo, they say, produced by missile fuel.
So I would say, what would
The
that...
Defense Ministry has just reported that a test launch of a Bulava missile from a submarine in the White Sea failed. It's an embarrassing failure for Russia. Of 12 known tests, at least 7 have been unsuccessful. The Bulava is a high-tech, new generation weapon capable of carrying multiple warheads up to 5,000 miles. And with those failures, it may now be on the verge of being scrapped. Harry?
Sheila McVicker live with us in London this morning. Thank you.
So here's another suggestion. Like if the firmament was real, the Bible says the firmament was real, and you take a rocket that's under propulsion, you push it up against the firmament, and what's the base of that rocket going to do? It's probably going to swirl around wishing it could get through the firmament, but the firmament will say, ha ha, fuck you. Good try, though. Make a nice light show. Swirly rocket fucking swirls, trying to push through something that you ain't getting through. There's a lot of footage of shit scraping the firmament and making some real cool light shows.
Yeah, there's been a lot of studies, especially done in Colorado, about the amount of aluminum that's found in the snowpacks. And there shouldn't be aluminum in the snowpack, but the amount that they're finding is absolutely nutty. It's off the chart. And then I caught a story the other day about graphene oxide, and that it's being it's basically being used in the manufacture of Novocaine. So if you get a bad tooth, you get a cavity or something like that, so you go in for a little bit of dental work. Oh, look, you're getting pumped up with fucking graphene oxide.
Oh, yeah. Dentists are fucking just as much tyrants as the medical field, man. That's a fact. Oh, I was thinking, I mean, there's so many things. Like, we could talk about these topics for days, honestly. Hey, Clay, since we're on Bluebeam, have you sourced any of the videos of 7D holograms?
No, I'm a little weary about playing any videos with fucking YouTube.
Oh, I know, because now they're starting to give up the information of who plays what. At this point, dude, we all know we're watched. Man, the Bible says, be not afraid 365 times and 365 written, documented, recorded miracles. I'm just going to go with, I'm going to not be afraid. We know they're bootlickers, and they're going to be what they're going to be.
So this is I-95. This is home of rock and roll. And this is what Project Bluebeam is supposed to be. Top secret collaboration by the United States and NASA to fool humankind into one religion, which will ease the path to one world government. They plan to use satellites to beam ultra-realistic images into the atmosphere that all humans would be able to see at once. These images would or could be of religious figures, symbols that are recognizable. They could also be of UFOs and or extraterrestrials.
Have you guys ever been on NASA's website? Like, they'll tell you where satellites, where do they actually sit in low Earth orbit? So that's actually inside of our, yeah. And then like NASA, they'll tell you how the working aircraft models exist on a non-rotating linear flat plane, for aircraft, for helicopters, for, I mean, yeah, NASA right on their own website.
Okay, they shoot their pictures in the air. We will see them. They bombard us with visual images until we all believe one thing. They got us. Now that we are all one religion, it's much easier to convince us that a one world government, aka New World Order, is a good idea. The New World Order takes hold of Earth, run by, you guessed it, the Antichrist, and word devolves into chaos. It's anarchy everywhere, and terror is the feel of the year. Once everyone is ruled by the Antichrist and the New World Order, the imagery continues on. With the satellite projections, there are other tech-driven mind-control tactics used as well to keep us afraid and reliant on the New World Order. The overlords now project an alien invasion to make us believe that our only hope for survival is to stay under their control. Or something like that. Or something to that effect. But no need to fear. No need to fear. There's more. There is more. Conspiracy theories emerge after floating city appears in the sky over China. Residents of two Chinese cities have witnessed the gateway to a parallel universe after floating city appeared in the sky. Well, that's one possible explanation offered by conspiracy theorists for a strange event which occurred above the Jiangxi and Foshan regions of China. The event was captured on film and shows that what appeared to be a large cityscape of dark skyscrapers floating in the clouds. After appearing on Chinese news channels and being uploaded to YouTube, the bizarre footage has attracted a number of other conspiracy theorists offering an explanation. I did see a short with this in it right here. One of the more common themes occurring is the belief the illusion was a result of Project Bluebeam, a secret NASA project in which the space agency will try to start a new world order by simulating the second coming of Christ through holograms. This is the Project Bluebeam by NASA preparing the mind control over the sheep people. Wake up and smell the roses, wrote one user. Clearly, this was an offshoot of Project Bluebeam by the Chinese government in conjunction with the U.S. Air Force, wrote another. Another theory suggests the event was not designed here on Earth. Rather, it was a work of aliens in another dimension. I believe it's the work of Greys. They probably teleported a giant city or maybe reflected it from their own dimension, wrote one user. Video unavailable. Nice. Well, people saw it. Had to happen.
Hey, so Stephen Greer came into court hearings talking about grays. He also kind of came out and tried to say that grays were good. Not all grays are good. There's some really bad ones, but I have a picture. So does a lot of people that kind of know the underground tunnel operations and the whole reptilian thing. There's 4 species of reptilians that are responsible for the trafficking and the adrenochrome, the sacrifice, the occult, all of that shit. I'll send it to you in your Discord. I'll send you a picture of them 4 reptilian species.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any media or realm where the government has not tried to mislead you? Well, you think that's all. There's more. People think they spotted the beginning of Project Bluebeam after army of UFOs seen. Let me give you guys a link to this. This comes from Unilad. Yeah, plausible deniability is right.
All right, I threw you a couple of them in Discord.
If you take some corn and place it in a frying pan, then place the pan on the grill, is it considered fried corn or grilled corn? I would consider that fried corn because it's still in a pan. Even though it's on a grill, it's still being fried in a pan, where I've seen people grill corn where they actually put the whole cob on the actual grill and grill the cob that way.
It's corny.
Let's make this a little bit bigger here.
Oh, dude, I seen some weird shit last night. Usually you see a telescope, or not a telescope, a fucking satellite flying through the sky. You know, it looks like a star, but it's moving real fast, straight line. This one, I mean, pretty damn straight line. It almost had a very, very minute wiggle to it, but it kept like fading in and out in its brightness. And I was like, dude, it's not an aircraft. It's not flashing like aircraft lights. It's not like excessively bright, but it's going bright, bright, bright. And then it dims. And then it reappears like, you know, I don't know, fucking however many miles across the sky. Lights back up again, kind of shifts a little like a flight pattern, not just an orbit pattern. I'm like, what the fuck? It's kind of weird to watch. Just beeline from line of sight.
Okay, this was published October 2022. People think they've spotted the beginning of Project Bluebeam after army of UFOs seen. As footage emerges on social media, people believe that they may have spotted the beginning of Project Bluebeam conspiracy theory. People believe a 1994 conspiracy theory may be the final coming to fruition after supposedly spotting an army of UFOs in the sky. Project Bluebeam is a nearly 30-year-old conspiracy theory that originated from Canadian investigative journalist Serge Monast. The conspiracy theorist published Project Bluebeam in 1994, which claims that NASA and the United Nations had a 4-stage project to establish a new world order. It was reported that they would do this by using top-secret, highly advanced technology that would enable them to use mind control, manipulate the weather, and even create holograms in the sky.
So there's some dudes that used to work for like the CIA that are like on the Disclosure Project now that talk about some of the tech that's hidden in the ice in Antarctica. And here's one crazy thing: is it's not Rockefeller? No, not Rockefeller. Who's the other one? Fucking one of them elite bloodline factions actually owns an island in Antarctica. I found out the other day. I've done a lot of research, but I thought that was quite intriguing because I hadn't found that before. Was it Rockefeller Island or fucking something like that?
Rothschild?
It might be Rothschild Island in Antarctica.
All right. I think I got one more article here. This one comes from the FBI Vault. I'll give you guys a link to this website here. Of course, you got to believe the FBI.
Yeah, we know blood is blue till it hits oxygen.
This is about Project Bluebeam. Now, there is some redacted stuff in here. And you can see, like, there's a bunch of different name changes and stuff. But this office recently received a public inquiry regarding UFOs, referred to us from the Bureau. As the enclosed fact sheet indicates, the Air Force's Project Blue Book investigation of UFOs was terminated on December 17th, 1969, and all related documentation was turned over to the National Archives and Record Services. The inquiry referred to us has been apprised of these events. Hopefully, this enclosed fact sheet will be helpful in responding to any future inquiries into this subject.
What's that symbol at the bottom left?
H.A. McClanahan, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Air Force, Chief, Civil Branch, Community Relations Division, Office of Information. Yeah, look at all of these. These are all the people that it went through and
I got some.
Had to clear.
I have images of Majestic 12 documents like that with members from Majestic signatures, like almost some of them blueprint technology for reverse engineered anti-gravity craft, like a whole bunch of redacted shit. I love the disclosure of information world. It's quite fun to go fishing.
Scroll up, get this in here a little bit better so I can read it. There we go. UFO fact sheet. Now, I'm not going to read through this whole thing because it's pretty big, but on December 17, 1969, the Secretary of Air Force announced the termination of Project Blue Book, the Air Force program for the investigation of UFOs. The decision to discontinue UFO investigation was based on the evaluation of a report prepared by the University of Colorado titled Scientific Study of Unidentified Flying Objects. A review of the University of Colorado's report by the National Academy of Sciences past UFO studies and Air Force experience investigating UFO reports during the past 2 decades. God, I'm not going to read that whole thing, but there is some pretty interesting stuff. Now, this I thought was interesting. Total UFO sightings from 1947 to 1969. There was 12,618 total sightings, and 700 were unidentified. Now,
they have a group for people that supposedly been inducted to CE5 initiative or something like that. It is called or something like that. Worldwide group.
Look how in 1952 there was 1,500 sightings. 1958 there was 1,000. 1966 1,100.
But only in 52 did you have such a huge number of ones that were actually unidentified.
Now, when did that whole thing with where they did the alien invasion on the radio? When did that happen?
Oh, dude. Well, there's which time they did
I mean, that could maybe
the original Orson Welles presentation of it.
Yeah, that could maybe correlate with some of these numbers in here.
Well, because we've had well, I can't remember what year it was. There was like supposed Ashtar Command fucking tapped into all the media networks of like Galactic Federation. There've been another couple instances where there's been like impeding signal hack, maybe some off-world shit.
I just thought that was pretty interesting stuff. It's not really Project Bluebeam, but when I seen Project Blue Book, I had to come and check it out. And there's some pretty interesting stuff. Here's one from September 12th, 1989. Dear
Dude,
Mr.
the original War of the Worlds was 1938.
Human harvesting movie, right? Off-world slave trade kind of shit. Isn't that like Stargate, the movie shit, too? It all depicts slavery, humans, and something off-world. and it's in all the damn movies.
Now,
oh, I'm ready for this movie to end, man.
I got one more article, and then we can go into just an open discussion. Conspiracy theorists believe that he could be killed for talking about the darkest ever theory. Ever heard of Project Bluebeam? Us neither, but it's hardly surprising given that it's so dangerous. Conspiracy theorists believe they could be killed for even talking about it.
Shit, like, we got labeled as Marxists just for talking about, like, the plan to save the world operations, right?
Let's see. Conspiracy theorist Jared Yaw recently spoke about a theory with his brother, YouTuber Shane Dawson, claiming that even researching it made him afraid. He believes that a sinister elite group is planning a massive false flag operation in which they use advanced technology to simulate an alien invasion in order to establish a new world order. The alleged plan, dubbed Project Bluebeam, was uncovered in 1994 by Serge Monast. Tells us a little bit about the steps of Project Bluebeam again, which we already went through the 4 steps. Project Bluebeam is considered the most intensely dangerous theory of all time due to the number of people connected to the theory dying unexpectedly. Monas died just 2 years after going public with this theory, aged 51, and as did his partner who helped him write the book. Jared admits that he was anxious when he first started searching the project because he felt it was all too real. He says that he's since been contacted daily by worried people that says that's exactly what the elite group behind Project Bluebeam want. They want you to be afraid of alien invasions, to manipulate us into believing that fake alien invasion is happening, he says. They want us to unite us all so they can basically take control over the planet. Which, New World Order is a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. Anyway.
They were putting New World Order in movies way back in 95. The Lawnmower Man depicts New World Order word for word, and AI being highly, highly super hush-hush, protected by government, guns, armed guards, and New World Order, and AI, and evil shit, and it's in a movie in 95.
For real.
Well, that was a total blur out.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So, Project Blue.
This flying squirrel came out of thin air today.
I don't know. It does seem, although I know that the governments carry some pretty, and they're hiding some pretty heavy technology. I don't think the world has got enough technology to pull something like this off. You know what I mean?
I know for a certain fact, 100%, that the reptilian, I mean, everybody gets like reptilians, I don't know. Reptilians are older than any human on this planet, and they're responsible for all of the electronics that we even have so that it keeps us in a state of control. Like they got the tech that holds us in a matrix construct. They're the ones that have done this shit. You laugh, Trump knows, and you all find out.
I had the thought of, you know what? You're just spouting conspiracy theory stuff. And the reason I know that it's just conspiracy level stuff is that you're still alive.
Well,
if you had gotten anywhere near the actual truth of it, You would have had an accident already, brother.
Well, let me tell you this. So I already know for 100% fact, dude, truth on, and fucking do not be afraid, because what we're watching is a movie which would also indicate that the fucking shit has already happened, dude. Trump's already got on analog video can't be manipulated the executions of these motherfuckers, okay? It's already been handled. But we're watching the theater so that the rest of the stupid, sleepy, dumb shit fuckers that didn't know how to think for themselves for the fucking eons that this shit's been going on, we have to wake them up. Otherwise, we wind up in civil war with confused people shooting confused people, and nobody fucking knows nothing.
Right, dude, but you just shot yourself in the foot. You said
No, I didn't.
Hang on. You said analog video.
You know why?
Video can be manipulated. Dude, analog can be manipulated.
All right, cool. Tell that to the military tribunals when they start showing motherfuckers getting hung from the gallows that are erected in front of the White House right now.
You won't believe the videographic evidence of them hanging Saddam Hussein.
Bro, that was a joke.
You're gonna believe some crazy ass other stuff that's gonna come out?
What up, Blue?
No, I'm going to know what I know, and that's why I say it. If I believed it, I'd be skeptical about saying things. That's the difference.
Right. You didn't answer my question. You dodged it.
Oh, I told you what I said. I said Trump already has the tapes. They already exist. So despite what you think, despite what I think, the shit that already exists, it's already been done. Why do you think we have floating barges that are an extension of Gitmo? Like one barge in particular named Mercy, who has execution chambers on it, and it's an extension of fucking Gitmo, bro. Get real.
Real quick here. Shout out to the 27 people watching over on Rumble. And for the 6 people that are hanging out with me on YouTube, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me on YouTube, man. You guys are awesome. Real quick, I wanted to shout out next week. We're going to be talking about the Philadelphia experiment and the echoes of the Eldridge. And if you guys don't know what the Eldridge is, the Eldridge was the name of the ship that the supposed Philadelphia experiment happened on. So that's going to be next Wednesday or next Friday. So you can hit the notification bell on that, so you guys will be notified next Friday as well. Now, I wish for Rumble I could give you guys a link a week in advance on Rumble, but you can't. You can only set up lives 24 hours in advance, so there'll be a live setup Thursday evening for the Friday show. So Philadelphia experiment, I've heard this story since I was a kid, so I'm looking forward to diving down that rabbit hole, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that'll be next Friday. Also, I wanted to remind you guys that every Wednesday, Rumble exclusive, we do a 25 must-watch indie music playlist. And they're becoming really popular lately. So you can catch these every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Now, there is a lot of controversy surrounding Project Bluebeam. I don't see a lot of people in the middle. For the most part, I think people are either they believe it or they don't believe it. I personally, I know that the government is doing shit that we don't know about. But at the same time, I don't think we're at the type of technology where we could now I agree we brainwash people with TV and with media, but I don't think we're to the point yet where we have actual full-on mind control that they're talking about with Project Bluebeam. I mean, you would have to control the minds of literally billions of people at the same time.
Well, if you all live in a bubble and you can use angular projected frequency with things like HARP, it seems very, very practically possible and logically possible. Absolutely. And then you think, if you're a construct power that keeps the entire population in control, Well, you're not going to give the population the same power control that you have. So, I mean, it would keep us in a dynamic of, does it, is it real, is it not, is it real, is it not? Because they're the ones fucking using it and we don't got it.
I want to throw out there the graphene oxide because you know what? That shit scares me. Because they're using basically what is the base element of nanotechnology. And starting from there, they'll be able to produce nanomachines.
You ever heard of
well,
DARPA
hang on,
hydrogel?
bro. Hang on. Let me finish my rant and then you can have the floor, bro. So seriously, what's to actually stop it right now from having, they're seriously figuring out ways to pump this shit into your body. It's scary how many ways they're trying to figure out how to get this shit into you. What if it's already set up to where, it's enough to make a little tiny RFID receiver or something crazy like that.
Hey,
look at how many devices we have that have wireless charging now.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
So look at how many devices that have wireless charging that could charge something like that just by holding your phone, and you're not even realizing that you're charging the device that's going to end up controlling your mind.
Oh yeah, think of it like this. Think of it along the lines in the senses of, if you're a solar panel but without the sun, right? Let's say we're an electromagnetic fucking battery like the Matrix says. Well, there you go. You shoot something inside of the battery element, it's powered up. Crystalline DARPA hydrogel structures. I don't know if you know how much DARPA does, but DARPA, if you ever got a swab and ruptured that mucous membrane in your shit, you got introduced with DARPA hydrogel. And DARPA hydrogel is nanotech like you fucking wouldn't believe. That it grows like nanites inside of your system and can absolutely, like ARFID, ping your location, your information, and all of that shit that, your one single drop of blood contains 7 terabytes of data, and now you have a sentient nanite system in you that pings data growing inside of you. DARPA, government DARPA shit.
No,
made me wonder.
I have never had that thing. I've never had a nasal swab. So,
bro, it gets me more fucked up like this, dude. Okay, so it made me think, how sinister are these motherfuckers and how evil are they? Dude, I swear to God, they put DARPA hydrogel in the fucking toilet paper as they simultaneously did the toilet paper shortage, so people would panic bulk buy that shit. And then they did the shortage so people would run out and go buy bidets, so they would shoot water on their asshole when they put cobra snake venom in the municipal water supplies. So now all of a sudden, if you wasn't getting it in a swab, you was getting it and wiping your ass. If you wasn't getting it in those two, you shooting water at your ass with cobra snake venom to get it there. And if you didn't get fucked there, you went and got a swab and shoved DARPA hydrogel up your nose.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh, posted here. It's Rumble. If it gets removed, you'll know. Yes, we're all Borg. Resistance is futile. They're gonna assimilate us one way or another, so what's the point in fucking fighting?
The Borg, they want us to become the Borg. That would be the transhumanism of which they hope to achieve, which takes us away from humanism. But basically, if you got jabbed in the patent number, you're no longer a human. You are fucking a product of the government, transhuman, under the patent and the title and the description of the fucking jab patent.
Yep, and every single person that gets their student loan paid off, you know what? There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. You're just too stupid to know that. So government paid off your student debt. Guess what? You're now a government slave.
Well, it's like this, man. I never wanted to have any of this shit to ever have to be right about, but the more you look, the more you get pissed off, and the more it makes you fucking fuel the fire to dig even deeper of how much more it's going to piss you off so that you can tell other people in hopes that they'll believe what you're saying, whether you believe. Fuck, it don't matter, dude. We all use our own discernment. Anybody can dig into this shit. It's bad. It's really, 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 really fucking bad.
I know.
And if
it's
people,
really, really fucking bad.
So it's like people are like, oh, why do you want to throw nooses around politicians and hang them in the streets and shit? I'll be like, if you only fucking knew, dude, we'd have done it yesterday. In every country.
Yep.
That's a fact for sure. I mean, crimes against humanity would not indicate a singular this country or that country. That would indicate like certain factions of bullshit fuckeroony people have crimes against humanity, the entire fucking planet of humanity.
Well, the concept that the government could do something like that and pull it off is just fucking, dude. Seriously, bro, the CIA has been fucking manipulating the fucking world.
Oh, I know. Guess what?
For almost 100 fucking years now.
You are absolutely right, and they're very versed in psychology.
Is
and
the shadow government?
What's part of it? They're the clowns in America. They're just an extension of the facilitating wheels. So you have 95% of the government is existing to facilitate the wheels of this bullshit. Reduce it by 5, give that 5 back to the local level. It's back to us, the people, bro.
I mean, the amount of fucking governments that have been overthrown by the CIA at our government's behest.
Yeah.
Seriously, are we the fucking bad guys? Are we really the fucking Fourth Reich because we took in so many Nazis from World War II and just made them part of the fucking government?
Uh-huh. That's what I keep saying, dude. It's like we've literally taken the Third Reich and extended it into the Fourth Reich under the guise of government, and we've only had one fucking president that tried to fucking say something, got shot, and then the next one after that's been persecuted. And yeah, fuck yeah, I'll vote for that felon. Like, people don't get it, man. People don't get it. He's the only fucking president in our lifetime where we're living and breathing that come out and said, motherfucking, we got a pedophile problem. And it exists inside of government, outside of government, here and in between, and everything in the fucking middle. And it's all down bottom side. The extension of the Third Reich would indicate the Nazis were versed in underground command centers, underground military bunkers. And if you look at military bunkers and their budget since 1940, and then you look at missing children, 800,000 a year in the United States, and they correlate very fucking close to that shit. It's enough to piss people the fuck off. I'm pissed. More people should be fucking pissed. Dude, if I had it my way, bro, I'd make all of rush hour traffic stop in my motherfucking state and give them a history lesson on wake the fuck up now and stop going to work and facilitating the fucking taxes to the bullshit system that fucks us every fucking day. But people don't get it. They don't care. You can tell them the government rapes babies and they're like, oh, cool, going to my 9 to 5. Gonna pay them their taxes.
It's true. You know, I think that, you know, a lot of people believe these conspiracy theories because, I mean, look at the clown show that we have fucking running this country. You know?
Facts.
Maybe it's not that they believe, maybe they just fucking hope that, you know, I hang out at some of them fear porn sites and you see people saying in chat all the time, I just wish the fucking end days are here at the end of the world. I just wish it would happen now. I'm tired of waiting.
Bro, nobody wants to get up and be that change that they want to see in the world. Everybody is complacent, comfortable, sitting back, waiting for that shit to happen. Why we get fucked every single day. Do you think that the complacent fucking sea is sitting in the evil systems that fuck us every day? Fuck no, they're busy bodies. We need to be busy bodies and tell them to fuck right the fuck off. But we're not. Everybody's comfortable.
We're not because they've got us. They've got us. Complacency. Complacency kills, and you know, people have just become too comfortable. People have just become too entertained. People have just become too intertwined with their slavery.
God damn it, I need a sign truck.
Most people wouldn't survive a fucking week if the system collapsed.
Agreed.
Oh, bro, there's been books written on that, dude. So all it takes is one nuclear device, seeing how we have a nuclear submarine right off our coast, right? One device 30 miles above the surface detonated, and in the entire United States is back in the fucking Stone Age. And in those books that are written, multiple books by high-level people, fuck yeah, because I've fucking read a lot of shit. I don't read books cover to cover, but I read a lot of shit, right? The first 30 days, if you survive the first 30 days after that specific event, you will be less than 2% of the people that survive that shit. Because 7 to 10 days of his food supply in every average household, when they run out, what are you doing? People are out mean mugging on their fucking neighbors, not being humans. They're being shitty people. And then you don't have police policing corrupt people because they're worried about their own necks. And so they're letting people out of prisons. They fucking forget calling 911 because none of that shit works. Forget starting your car because that shit don't work either.
Anymore. Those are animals.
There's literally other countries that are emptying their prisons and sending them here.
Yep.
Which is just crazy. So, I think people just want something to believe in, and some of these conspiracy theories seem awfully believable. There's shit going on in the sky that they can't explain. What else could it be? It's the government, playing tricks on us or whatever.
Well, how many times does conspiracy theory have to turn out to be conspiracy fact?
Well, and I'm saying, how do people know if it's real or not real? Because they're told on a daily fucking basis, fucking handfuls of shit constantly on the fucking news, on the fucking, TV, on the radio, everywhere. Social media.
Looks like freaking cell phones, smart devices, social media, the fucking internet itself. It's all satanic. You know this, bro.
Well, let's say. Yeah, I know. Like I told you, all of the fucking technology that we have from fucking its inception and in absolute singularity of where it spawns from is reptilian shit, dude. Like, you want to look at fucking Antarctica, the fucking government knows how much technologically super sentient advanced shit sits there, dude. Like, super sentient advanced shit. Fuck yeah. They hide a lot of motherfucking shit. Why did we have every single country signed a treaty that says you can't go to that place where they have all that super high advanced technological shit of where Hitler was also very versed before we extended it into the Fourth Reich? Fuck me, man. You're like, I want to burn the whole motherfucker down and we build it new like a phoenix in the ashes, man.
Russell, they're going to talk.
You would end up
listen to this show. They're coming for you. They're coming for you, man.
Yeah, they're always.
I heard that before, bro. I heard that before.
On a fucking watch list. You ain't a patriot.
You're not the only one that's happened to, Camellia. That's happened to Blue. It's happened to me as well in some streams. I don't know what it is. Some bug that is going on right now.
Russ knows what it does. You talk about certain things in buzzwords or certain key title words indicate malware attacks or certain low-level DDoS attacks that are very invisible but affect things like audio drivers, video drivers, streaming capability. I've seen it for 6 months straight. Bro, I was talking about GHCQ and disclosing information on GHCQ, which is England, the Crown, their sinister fucking location headquarters, and Scotsman hanging out with me. No sooner than I fucking pull web scraped information of fucking GHCQ, he gets an email, shuts down his computer. He tries to backtrace the IP and it shows up the Google address is blocked out. Well, he does a backtrace around the Google shit on another mapping thing, and it shows up GHCQ headquarters has sent you an email facilitating the shutdown of your computer after your friend on his stream was talking about disclosing information from GHCQ headquarters. Well, and guess what? They still haven't kicked down my door, homie. I ain't fucking scared of shit.
See, here's part of the problem right here. Scroll this down. Pentagon downplays Russian warships arriving in Cuba. I don't know about you guys, but didn't we go through this shit in the fucking 50s?
Well, I was just thinking, didn't Ukraine just go through some shit with Russia where they were pissed off and blew some shit up because they were lying about it, and now they're on our doorstep because we might be lying about all the other shit we're infiltrating in the world?
The U.S. says Russian warships in Cuba are no threat.
So it's biblical, right? Revelations talks about a superpower from the north coming to fucking take over and fuck Babylon up and restructure this motherfucker. Like,
U.S.
Putin knows that
pulls into Guantanamo Bay a day after Russian warships arrive in Cuba.
Yeah.
Scary shit going on right now, but you know what? People are too concerned about Velma and fucking what's her name's upcoming fucking wedding.
Oh, dude, just the bullshit. The
Who's getting
fucking
married?
media distracted bullshit.
Velma and what's her name?
I have no idea what you're talking about, and that makes me happy.
Daphne?
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Daphne, yes.
Oh, Daphne?
Oh, yeah.
Shut
Thank God I don't know
fuck
what you're talking about.
up. Are you
People are more worried about
serious?
what's going to happen on The View than what's really happening in Cuba and with Russia right now.
It's the distraction, dude. It's like, so if Satan wins and fucking everybody's distracted, that literally means Satan wins. But if everybody that's not distracted and wakes the fuck up and chooses to not be distracted, we're the opposition of fucking Satan's army.
They're taking Star Wars and putting it in the guillotine.
I can't wait. Did you know that the military has active working guillotines and has for some years now? Jesse Ventura did a story on it when he was covering FEMA camps, and then even Glenn Beck, and they threatened to deplatform him and threatened him and a whole bunch of shit if he aired his story, and then it stopped, and he kind of sold out for a little bit. FEMA camps, coffins, government guillotines for people that were like, if you were not like me and you and all of us on this panel, like we're smart. Fuck no, they wouldn't have taken us into an
Bro, there it is right
camp.
there. There it is right there. Ventura, ex-Navy SEAL, super duper badass, right?
How you doing,
Zach? He's never going to take no. He fucking backed down. He backed down because he knew there was a fucking hellfire out there with his name on it.
Check this out. We exist right now in this timeline with the disclosure of information of which we can discern, dive through, and share that blows people's fucking minds. That would indicate that we are winning in the backstory scenes, because otherwise that shit would not be available at all. We're winning. Be happy. When the movie ends, we're going to win so fucking big, dude. You're going to have everything in the world to celebrate.
I think
guaranteed.
One of the problems, too, is people are more concerned rather fucking Biden shit himself on stage than they are about fucking Russian nukes in Cuba.
How about the executive?
Concerning.
How about the executive order signed under President Trump to enact the fake Biden presidency, with him already executed? So we're watching the dude play a dude in a rubber mask to wake the rest of the normies up, like the puppet show that we're watching, because the real bad dudes have already been executed. And the fucking, when you cut the head off of the snake, you got to wait for the rest of the snake to figure it out. Well, they haven't figured out that the uppers have fucking come bye-bye yet. So they're walking out on stage still supporting agenda that ain't fucking there. And we're waking up. Watching a movie, and the end is going to be fucking glorious. It's kind of like the law-abiding citizen movie. The end is going to be biblical. I'm going to bring the whole motherfucking corrupt system down on their fucking head. We're going to watch that in real time. It's going to be good. Like, it's going to look real shitty, but it's going to get real good.
I wish America would not have the censorship just like Mexico. You go to Mexico, and I've witnessed this when I did missionary trips when I was in Bible college. On the newspaper, it shows the dead bodies. It shows the aftermath of a killing of the from their people down there. And I asked my professor, I'm like, "Yo, what is up?" And they're like, "It's real here. Like they tell the real story." And this was like back in 2005 when he was telling me this. It's like, he's, that's the way their culture is. Imagine if, all the situations that we see here that photographers take pictures of crime scenes and stuff, if that was on the front page of the news. Imagine that, like.
Well, I was just thinking the only government that can be in cahoots with people on the Mexican side of things, right? In Mexico or whatever have you, they're only in cahoots with cartel. They're not in cahoots with like the local levels of the local fucking people of Mexico, right? So
Here we go,
they're not, and they're not in cahoots with the government either, because the government and them, the shadow government and Mexico's government wouldn't get along, but the shadow government and the fucking Mexican cartel get along like you wouldn't fucking believe, dude. Biggest drug dealers on the planet, biggest gun runners on the planet.
Here, quick live shot, Kensington Avenue. This is the stuff. This is actually a live shot. You can go. I'll give you guys a link to this. They usually have about
This
3
dude's been
cameras
bent
running.
over the entire time.
This is this is Kensington Avenue. The famous
What is this
Kensington
dude
Avenue.
doing?
That's what fentanyl does to you. Oh,
Yeah,
link didn't work.
my neighbors do this on the occasional
Let's try that
fucking like
again.
every 3 or 4 days. I get like 5 or 6 neighbors slumped outside my neighbor's house like this, dude, and one of them's usually got a bucket on his head.
That link will work. But yeah, there's usually 3 or 4 different live cams. Yeah, that guy bent over. That's what fentanyl does to you, bro.
Yep.
And this is a slow night. Usually this street's fucking full, man. All 3 cameras are full. This person right here was just smoking crack just a second ago.
Yeah, they closed my walking trails behind my apartment complex because it's wooded. It's secluded back here, but they closed them down because of the excess fucking ODing back in the woods behind our apartment complex right here. Same thing, fentanyl overdose, needles, people coming in here that don't even live in this complex, slumped over the fucking steering wheel of cars and shit, stolen cars and in and out of here. I mean, fuck, my neighbor, I seen them pulling stolen fresh pressure washers out of the bushes at 3 o'clock in the morning, man. And then slumped over the next day all fucked up like they got their fix on fentanyl.
Now, you'll notice, like, a lot of these people, they have bandages around their legs and shit. It's because this fucking fentanyl, they're taking this shit called trank, man, and it fucking eats away your skin. And you'll see you'll see tons of these people. Yeah, if you ever just Google trank, it's like, it's just some fucking nasty shit. And, it's fucked up, man. And this camera runs 24/7. This is cam 3. And in the daytime, this place is full, man. They clean
imagine,
it out.
like,
Crocodile blue.
A lot of us think our lives are bad at certain times, but then if you want to feel good about yourself, well, come look at some of these cams.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
So
this is just in Philadelphia. This is happening all over the fucking world. Every big city in America has one of these streets. Guaranteed.
Las Vegas, Nevada, right? There's a police department. There's a police department right on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Las Vegas. Okay, I worked on a fucking fire damaged apartment one time across the street there. Right across the street from the police station, dude, is more fucking crackheads selling crack to each other right in front of the damn police station than I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude. And cops roll in and out of there. They just don't care. They ain't got the time for it. They'll be fucking stealing tools out of contractors' trucks right across the street. Cops wipe by and wave at you while they're stealing your shit. Bro, more crime right in front of the damn police stations in a lot of these places that it's just, we should put a camera there.
I don't.
Bro, that ain't low hanging fruit. Cops are there to collect income for the city. That's their fucking job. They're not there to enforce the laws.
Yeah, they're not there to fight crime. It's less than 2% of crime is solved because they'd rather write speeders tickets for their racketeering.
When it comes
low hanging fruit,
when it comes
easy money.
That's the bad thing about that fentanyl is they can put it in anything and you wouldn't know it.
Yep.
You wouldn't even know it. You could
and
even just a pinch of a granule.
Is dog pod expletive depleted? Expletive?
Yes.
That's dog pod. Okay, cool. My story about I feel your pain, man. I had a friend. Actually, he was gonna be like the third part. He would have been the third part of My Vinyl Asylum. His name was Kid Sid, and he had done a stint in prison. And he got his life together. He's like, he got swole and like fit, like, and all that. He got out of prison and he had some fentanyl, and it was like a super, 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 super low dose. Like it was like so tiny. He took it, and at breakfast with his brother and his dad, he was like, I just don't feel good. I'm gonna go lay down. Well, his brother went to go check on him, a couple hours later, and he died. He OD'd on
that shit's no joke, bro. Girl before I moved up to Washington that fucking I almost caught charges for because she dumb fucking. I mean, everybody want to date that fucking rock star fucking trophy wife, right? I dated this hot chick, dude, and she she snuck out one night drinking, didn't come home. I finally figured it out, dude. Somebody had slipped her fentanyl at the bar, and she was like 4 blocks away doing the slump on the side of the road. and I got her 3 kids in my car, trying to get mom in the car, and she doing the fentanyl. Dude, bro, that's the worst experience in my motherfucking life. And we thought she was gonna die that night. I'm not with that girl. I don't even talk to that girl. She got a name. Her name is Voldemort.
Sorry to hear that, Doc.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad you can come here and kind of release it.
The thing about it is,
and let us know.
That shit is just flowing across the borders.
It is so bad.
Dude, the stuff is a weapon of mass destruction.
It is a weapon of mass destruction. Absolutely. Look what it's doing to the people in America. And not just America, everywhere. I mean, it's killing people in the UK.
They say
everywhere.
All you have to do is touch a piece of fentanyl and it'll absorb into your skin such a micro amount of fentanyl. Like, you're talking a fucking granule of sand damn near can fucking kill you. Like, and now
so
I think about
how the fuck are these people taking it and living?
What I would think, yeah, they're building up a tolerance. Kind of like what the fuck is that movie where they try and kill him with the iocane powder, and he's like, "Well, I've been taking it daily and building up my immunity, so you can't kill me with the shit."
Right, but if a fatal dose is measured in micrograms, how the hell do you take it and live to begin with? I mean, what the fuck are you taking? Who the fuck's making this shit?
Now,
I would imagine that they would probably get all jacked up on meth first, slightly mix it with a little bit of fentanyl. That way their heart's in an overproducing beat palpitation to handle the fentanyl.
Now, fentanyl is used mostly in anesthesia. That's what it's for. Now, a doctor somewhere, and the fentanyl we're getting when we go into surgery is completely clean. It's done in laboratories. Where this fentanyl that they're making in Mexico and China or wherever they're making, I'm pretty sure it's probably Mexico. They're making it out in the fucking jungle. You know what I mean? And you don't know what they're putting in there.
Like stomped feet, and fucking sweat and bullshit, fucking bugs. And...
I mean, you don't know what they're putting.
Dude, have you ever seen the vapes that they make? Have you ever seen the vapes, the flavored vapes that everybody loves so much? They make in like fucking India in a warehouse, and they put them dirty mouths on it to test every single one. And yeah, there you go. Hey, how many? You ain't the first one to have your lips on that thing.
I love them things, though.
Wouldn't be the first time someone said that to me. Oh wait,
no, because I mean, that's coming from China. They're manufacturing that shit in an industrial facility.
And they're
problem, just, canning it up and shipping it over.
That's the problem. They can put it in anything, and you have no fucking clue that it's in there.
Yeah, what if, let's say you got 100 million people all of a sudden sucking robot dick, and they dumped fentanyl in every single batch. Bam! You have 100,000 people drop dead. Nobody knew why, because, they're not here to tell you what happened, except now you know why, because they all got a vape. That would suck, dude. Well, that's the same thing with the weed market. It could be the same thing. Dude, they could do the same thing with me, bro, smoking weed, because George Soros bought up a lot of the fucking weed industry market, dude, through stocks, and fucking was wanting to do the GMO weed thing, too. You don't think we're all susceptible at every level? They could do it in the groceries, the drinks, the fucking water. They could do it in anything.
I'd believe that, Blue. I believe fentanyl probably was synthesized by... It was probably some, hobby chemist, and it's like, check this shit out.
Oh, I'm sure. Well funded by a deep state. Well funded by a deep state too. They're just like, let's throw some money at this smart fuck that cuckles in his head about evil shit. Let's fund him. And all of a sudden you got fentanyl or like fluoride, the byproduct.
Now this is just my opinion. But Trump said he was gonna fucking close the borders and fucking have this mass deportation. Mm-hmm. I kind of hope he does. I mean,
I know how he'll do it.
Basically the only country in the world that you can just walk right into their fucking country, collect food stamps, get government assistance, and not even be a resident or of that
citizen,
country, a citizen.
Do you know how
that is fucking disgusting, and it pisses me off.
Do you know how Trump's going to get them to go back to their own home? Place of living, of residency, willingly? Oh yeah, every single one of them.
Hey.
Every single one of them, dude. No. You release Nasara Jasara, and you don't get your Nasara Jasara package until you go back to your home country. And that means if you're still here and everybody else celebrating their jubilee of the quantum dynamics of the financial system that has jumped back to the 1950s and money is no longer an issue because we get all the tyranny returned to us. Well, if you didn't go back to your home country, you don't get it. They're going to go back willingly, homie. Nasara Jasara, they're going to walk their motherfucking asses back and go fix their own shit.
Well, and that's an issue. That's a whole nother issue as well. I mean, they're coming here. Well, there's a big portion of them are coming here because they want a better life, and they can't have that life. Say, and a lot of these people are coming up from, Central America all the way up through Mexico because they want a better life for them and their family, and I understand that. And it's just America's fucked up right now, man. It's screwed, and
it's biblically
I don't blame
screwed.
somebody for going somewhere and wanting to better their life and their family's life. So that's another issue in itself, is just world, the world starvation and world, poverty is an issue as well. People can't raise and feed their fucking families where they are, so they have to go someplace where they can feed their families.
Well, now a lot of Americans are feeling like, how the fuck now I got to leave America to jump back into America illegally so I can afford to live in my own country. Fuck.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you want a better life. You want a better life for your family. You want this. You want this. Well, okay. Well, you know what? Why don't you start by following the house rules? You show up at somebody's house uninvited. You don't just walk the fuck in. Start using up their resources, using their stuff, fucking up their property. Most Americans would not tolerate that. But here we are tolerating it. People show up, and the first thing they do is break the damn law, not following the nation's immigration laws. And then they get rewarded for it.
Well, even before that, they're
trying to flood the system.
They come here,
voters. I mean,
they come here with the guise and illusion. They come here with the guise and illusion for a better life, which means none of them are fucking introducing the ideology or free thinking process of fixing the problems on the forefront of where they came from, dude. Is if we want to see the change in the world, you got to show up to be the change you wish to see, not show up to somebody else's country and hope that they're going to fix it all for you.
Just to let everybody know real quick, we hit the 2-hour mark, or just about to hit the 2-hour mark. As you can tell, the conversation kind of went away from Project Bluebeam just real quick. There's a lot of interesting stuff about Project Bluebeam. Believe it or not, people believe it. You don't have to believe it. Take them links that I dropped in chat and you can go dig for yourself. But you see our conversation kind of went off the rails, which is fine because we hit the 2-hour mark anyway. So from here on out, we can talk about anything. And I'm kind of liking what we're talking about now. Global domination and the fucking...
Oh, and by the way, Clay, I watched the Philadelphia Experiment 1 and 2. And bro, I like the first one. The second one was kind of out there, but I mean,
good movie. Still,
I can't wait till we talk about that. Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Real quick, while you're talking about it, I want to remind everybody that next Friday we're going to be doing the Philadelphia Experiment. So I'm excited about that. If you haven't seen the movie, you can check out the movie this week and kind of get a
I'm stoked
glimpse of what it's about.
So
the Eldridge was the name of the ship, and we'll get all into that.
So that name, that's my old adopted last name minus one letter. Instead of an I, my adopted name was an E, which I since changed to my birth name of origin. But yeah, this is why I love this story so much. The ship, the Eldridge. I used to be an Eldridge. Kind of interesting.
So that'll be what
it
we're
looks like
talking
AI.
about. What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah,
it looks like the AI. Yeah, well, it looks like the AI took the Titanic, placed it placed a ship over that, and it has, I don't know. It's just I think the AI went ape shit.
Like they blended them together.
That's pretty close to what Eldridge would have looked like.
Yeah.
It was a battleship. Well, not a battleship, but
no, she was a DE. She was a destroyer escort. So she was a little short, short, narrow, skinny, quick thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there is actual pictures of it, black and white.
But yeah, there's some interesting stories.
I guess we'll discuss next week. Did it happen? Did it really happen?
I did a little bit of research today, looking through stuff, and there's some pretty interesting stuff out there about it, and some pretty vintage pictures of like just some crazy like stuff. Yeah.
Ooh,
I mean,
got my new shirt in the mail today.
The movie,
a fun one.
Oh, nice.
The movie was pretty dope.
Oh yeah, truth.
Nice. That's a good looking shirt.
Oh, is that your artwork?
Yeah, I'll show you another one I got.
Memes save lives. Facts.
This one right here.
Nice. Your green screen. I could tell what's green. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hell yeah.
So join us next Friday if you guys want to jump down the rabbit hole with us and talk about the Philadelphia experiment. And it gives you a chance this week. You can actually watch Philadelphia experiment on YouTube for free. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. So you can watch
part
the
two
movie
too.
this week.
Part 2's on there as well.
Is it?
Yeah, part 2 sucks.
Yeah. It does. It's
they stretched the ever loving fuck out of it just to make a second movie.
Well, what's better than the movie is the actual original articles in its origin of which it was documented is the best read that I have read.
What like what? I'm still kind of confused on the sequel. Like, is it just like a parallel universe? That's what happened. Is that
No. Quantum teleportation, basically. So you're deconstructing on a quantum. Think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Wonka vision.
What the
Wonka vision. When they're sporting a candy bar.
From what the story says, they were trying teleportation and it worked, but when the ship came back through, like a lot of the people on the ship were actually fused with the ship.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Screaming in pain, agony, fucking instant. Well, it's just like, so the rearranging of the atomic level of my atoms got rearranged with the atoms in their rearrangement interlocked with the ship, while the data of zeros and ones, if you will, on a quantum detanglement level. And in reassembly, it didn't work out so right. Based on the lack of knowledge within the tech and the lack of knowledge of how to implicate it and control it. So it was an experiment for sure.
Yeah, so we'll jump down that.
Well, my question is,
we'll see what kind of how far down the rabbit hole we can get to that. Yeah, that is a good question. Why would the Air Force have worked with the original Stargate show?
I know why. For the same reason Hillary Clinton smashed 33,000 emails to cover up the fact that they were in Iraq to recover Stargate technology. Ooh. Ley lines, ancient spaceports, ancient alien shit. Yeah, Nephilim technology, reanimated Nephilim, fallen angels cast out of heaven kind of shit. Hitler was into all that shit too, don't you remember that?
Yeah, he was into the occult.
No, I do not. I don't like to do a lot of research on.
Yeah. So if we have the Third Reich, which is the United States adopted extension of the Fourth Reich, wouldn't they secretly just hiding it better with our taxpayer dollars? That same agenda that they were fucking chasing.
Yeah.
But here's smoke and mirrors. Hey, are you not entertained? Fucking bullshit.
Because you know of the SS there
The
was
secret
an
space program?
organization inside the SS that was doing all of the crazy metaphysical experiments and stuff. They're the ones that were running the Bell experiments. They were the ones running the freaking time travel experiments. It's just, it's fucking crazy. The technology they came up, the technology they developed at that particular moment in human history with the technology they had. They were working some fucking magic shit.
Secret space programs.
Wait till they find out what, they're finding all of these pyramids all over the fucking world. And, wait till they uncover all of these pyramids. Look at these 5 pyramids they found down in Belize, and they're uncovered, It's going to be some crazy shit. And, some scientists are saying it could be between 20,000 and 200,000 years old. Now, what does that do to, say, the timeline of the Bible?
Well, the oldest unmanipulated Bible, even in the Ethiopian Bible, depicts that 2024, the Earth is 6,000 years old, as depicted in the written verses of the Bible, the unmanipulated old Ethiopian copy. And a few others just very similar to that. 6,000 years old but who's to say? Like, carbon dating is a mystery, right? It has very accuracies in it, but it has some kind of minutes. But history, Egypt, but now Egypt's all over the world in pyramids and obelisks, and especially obelisks being a thing which is indoctrinated into our government system. We have that fucking obelisk on the White House fucking fountain. Obelisk.
Real quick, for you guys over on YouTube, make sure that you make sure that you hit follow me over on Rumble. That way you guys can come and check out the 25 must-watch playlist I do every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's an uninterrupted playlist. I come in, I introduce a playlist. We watch all 25 videos. The show usually takes about 2 hours. I come in at the end, let you guys know what's coming up for the Friday show and whatnot. I've been getting really good turnout for this show, so make sure you follow me on Rumble so you can come and hang out with us and watch the 25 must watch. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, Rock&Rabbit Holes every Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Right on.
Now I was going to... Oh,
yes.
yes.
What he said.
Now that we're at the 2-hour mark, I was just going to let you guys know on YouTube, we are going to shut down the YouTube side of this, but we're going to keep going over here on Rumble. So if you guys want to come and hang out with us, hit that link up on Rumble. Come and hang out with us over on Rumble. We're going to dive into some stuff, and we're going to talk about just some real world shit and some real world problems. Stuff that may not be suitable for YouTube. So if you guys want to come and hang out with us, hit that Rumble link right at the top of the chat there. And come and hang out with us. And thank you once again for hanging out with us on Rock&Rabbit Holes. You guys on YouTube are awesome. And we will be making a comeback on YouTube. No worries there. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Come and hang out with us on Rumble. And we will see you guys soon.
Fuck YouTube.
Peace.